Did I see somebody say there's a mouse in the house? Welcome to Craft Roulette. Welcome back, friends of Nikki Baxley's. If you are here joining us on your second time, we are so glad you're here. If this is your first time, we are so glad you're here. This is Craft Roulette, the ultimate paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we are live almost every week. Saving you a seat right here, front row. If you want to be in the front row, you can sit in the back row on the couch and eat popcorn if you want. That's just fine too. Wherever you're comfortable. We do suggest stretchy pants, nice cozy socks, and whatever makes you comfortable and relaxed on Friday evening. If it is Friday evening. If it's, I always get into this trap, this international trap of ours called time. But anyway, we are really glad you're here. You guys, those cards, have you been enjoying the slideshow? I did enjoy the slideshow. There's something about you go to the gallery and you go through it, and then you see it on a slideshow presentation, and I see things that I never saw in the gallery. I don't understand that's what happens in my brain, but I know that it happens every week. I applaud you. We had some tricky parameters. We are going to talk about it here. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm Mary Gunn. I'm Mary Gunn, your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. I'm just waving this spoon around. You're probably wondering why she has a spoon. Is this a cooking show, for Pete's sake? No, it's card making. You don't want to follow me for cooking tips, believe me. But we had 337 cards that were submitted last week. None from Antarctica, just keeping track. 3 process videos, which I watched this afternoon. Well done. I like those process videos. Couple things that happen. I get to see how you think about the parameters. And then also I remember what the show was like and seeing the different people that I've talked to about the show and seen their cards. It's fun. I really like and appreciate your videos. So keep sending those in. Plus there's like 10, I think, well, there's probably 9 bonus cards because I put mine in twice. It's been a bad tech week for me, but consistent. So anyway, what is a bonus card? A bonus card is when you want to make more cards even during the week of the show or any other time. If you are a patron, you can add a bonus card to the bonus gallery. It's always open for you. It's kind of a neat project, little service for you, because sometimes you just can't make enough cards using the same 4 parameters. Before I forget and move on too far, I want to congratulate Kathy Z on 75,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. I did do the math. We only have 66,060 more subscribers to go to be like Kathy. And that is roughly, if you know anybody in Little Rock, Arkansas, if we can get everybody in Little Rock, Arkansas to subscribe to our YouTube channel, we can be right up there with Kathy Z. It may not be a great plan, but it's a plan nonetheless.
Let's go, Little Rock.
Let's go! Little Rock, Arkansas, Little Rock, Antarctica, wherever you are. But anyway, that's a very, very big accomplishment. Kathy Z, we're real proud of you and real glad to have you as a friend to Craft Roulette. Plus, she's having a big to-do tomorrow night on her channel. So check that out over on her YouTube and join her in her celebration. would ask that you give us a thumbs up or Vinny us up. We'd appreciate that. And if you could share to a friend too, that would be as lovely as well. We have some great spin sponsors tonight that will be closing out our month with giveaways to some of our lucky card contributors. Want to thank and tell you we appreciate you. A Colorful Life Design. I do enjoy their stencils. Artful Angel. We're going to meet the founder and owner of Artful Angel tonight as our guest, Charis Young. She's got good stuff too. And Stamp Anything. It's been nice to have you as a first-time spin sponsor. Thank you. Hope you've had a good month with our friends. And your Paper Insider, who came back for another round with us. We appreciate you too. Man, the paper they released today, it looked like a little sheet of heaven. It was like a metallic teal. Oh, it was pretty. You can check it out over on their Instagram page or whatever that thing is on Instagram, or their website or whatever they have. But they're great. We have all the links over in our associates on our craftroulette.live page under spin sponsors. You can find all those things, plus there are affiliate links and discount codes as well. We appreciate that. Are we going to tell them who's coming up? Are you ready for that? We can tell them who's coming up. If they're playing tonight, they will be qualified for some new gifts from some new spin sponsors, and that is Whimsy Stamps. This calls for confetti, and I'm so proud to announce Desiree Coomerly, one of our guest crafters, has donated some of her brand new stamp sets that she has designed herself, and so include a thank you. We will have all that information again on craftroulette.live. Look into it and check them out. We always appreciate it when you are making a craft purchase that you consider our spin sponsors first. We are not sponsored by anybody's companies. We just sit here for a good time. But anyway, we do appreciate and need and really do need the patron support that we get from our donations that are given to us by our so faithful and wonderful patrons. We appreciate them. We are going to roll all their names at the end of the show, but we do want to welcome two new patrons this week, Susan Hughes and Maureen Hayes. Welcome very much. We're so glad to have you join us. Just a word on, we made some changes. You're going to be seeing some changes during the show tonight that the patrons are totally influencing. They're having fun being like mini producers of the show and saying, no, we're going to go this way. We're going to this way. But there is something on Patreon that offers a free membership. We don't offer a free membership. That is something Patreon is doing, and they will not take it off of our site. So we are sorry that if you have signed up for that and have received nothing, but it is because we don't have that offering. So that's what that is. But I do apologize for any misunderstanding. It was not our doing. The patrons do have a bunch of new stuff going on. One is we have a third show. We have this show, which is free. This is what we do for free. We have this show. We have In Review on Tuesday, but now we have a patron show, and it's called the Patreon or the Patron Show, and it's so much fun. And we take the Craft Roulette gallery and we dissect, I think, about 20, 25, 20, 30 cards a week with a guest who is also a patron. Last week we had Crafty Al on with us, and Crafty Al and I had such a good time that we did the show twice. But it was only because I forgot to hit the record button the first time. But she was a wonderful sport. We had a good time. That is all open for all levels of our patrons. And we appreciate you being with us. Next week, we have another great guest coming on. I'm not going to say who. It's fun to have a surprise, isn't it? All right. So that's that. Mr. Mike has a sweater on from his little crochet connection, Marianne Hill in the UK. I mean, honestly, how many shows have sweaters on their internationally supplied sweaters on their microphone arms? It's fantastic here. And he looks good tonight, don't you think? He's always happy to be here. He is the man of no words and the man of all words. Once again, the best listener in the room. So, a little bit of throw to the merch. We do have our own stamp set. Have a new product coming out soon. Be on alert for that. But that's enough from me. Let's go meet our guest from Texas, Charis Young. Yay!
Hi.
There she is. Oh, look at her. She looked a little nervous last time when you came live. It was your first time. It was about a year ago. Yeah?
Yeah, it was on Black Friday.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Ah, that's coming right up, too.
It
yeah.
Is. I can't. It's at the end of October already.
I know. It's really goofy fast. But that's okay. Yeah. So welcome back. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your craft journey?
I have actually been a crafter for a very long time. But several years ago, I decided that I wanted to help make Copic markers more affordable. So initially, that's where Artful Angel came from. It's just Copic markers more affordable. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to sell Copic markers, I've got to sell something to go with them. So then I started selling stamps, and I started out with just selling some of my favorite companies. Everything is, all the stamp companies I sell are also small businesses. And then last year I released my own stamp line. So now we also have an Artful Angel stamp line.
That's exciting. Congratulations. That's a good deal. Yeah. What surprised you most about being a small business owner?
You know, I've been a small business owner literally for close to 30 years. Actually, over 30 years. 31 years.
How can that be when you're only 29?
Yeah, right. No, I am proud to say I'm going to be 50 in January. I am so excited to turn 50. I don't know why. I was excited to turn 40. And so now I'm turning 50 in January, and I am so excited.
I'm excited for you. I got red cowboy boots when I turned 50. I gave them the choice. I'll take a Cadillac or red cowboy boots. I got the cowboy boots.
You got the cowboy boots.
But I still have them, and I still like them.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what was your first entrepreneurial job?
Actually, I was 17, and my mom, it's not called this anymore. And I don't even know if it's around anymore, but it used to be called Cameo Lingerie. And my mom loved their stuff. So she signed me up to be a consultant, a distributor for their company.
Oh, how funny. That's
and
cute.
And then from there, then I went to Pampered Chef. And then I started discovering that I liked crafting. Oh, then I went to Herbalife. And then I discovered that I liked, scrapbooking and card making, and I was good at it. Started making scrapbooks for people, and it's just snowballed from there.
Gotcha. Well, that's quite a deal. You're very ambitious. Congratulations. That's good. I appreciate
call myself a perpetual entrepreneur is what I do.
And you just kind of hop around, but you think you're going to stay with this one for a while because it seems to suit you well.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, we're glad to have you here tonight. We are going to do some crafting tonight later in the show. But first, we have a little bit to do, including you had a question for me.
What is craft roulette, Mary?
Let's find out. Thank you, Chatterbox, Mr. Producer, and Charis. We'll be right back after this word.
What is Craft Roulette? Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. Each category has 24 possible options with a combined possibility of 331,776 unique projects. Whoa. We're live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central on youtube.com/craftroulette. Please like and subscribe. Each week we bring on a special guest crafter to create along with us and share their unique take on the challenge. You can play too. Complete a unique project of your own using the same 4 parameters set in this episode. You'll have 48 hours to contribute by submitting pictures of your project through the submission form on craftroulette.live. Contributions are featured on marygunfund.com's weekly episode blog and the next episode. Let's recap last week's episode and submissions.
All right, well, here we're going to start with some of the new fun. I think you're going to like it. Are you going to be ready to hit those thumbs up? If you haven't hit that thumbs up, you're going to want to, because this has got some new stuff that's really whoa. Do you want to just say, you can say whoa again or whatever you want to do, but you're going to like this. I'm pretty darn sure. We had 352 contributions last week, and that means for a total over our entire lifetime on Craft Roulette, we have 23,819 total cards, which I think Gloria Davis said if you put them side by side, stretch them all out, that's 22 miles of cards. So instead of leaving crumbs to find your way home, you can just put a little card down and find your way home. And when you get to 22 miles, you can just come back. And if the cards haven't blown away or been taken and mailed away, look at you people all over the world. Africa, checking in, appreciate that. Lots of friends in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and our Vietnam. Yes, Asia. We're everywhere now, except for, say it with me, Antarctica. We're still looking for that penguin card. I'm holding out. Anyway, so here's something coming in. Look at this. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes. We asked our patrons. We have a new survey system for our patrons. And we asked them about what they thought about last week's parameters and the cards that they made. And so you can see what their feedback was. That's about, what'd you say, about 90? Something like that. It was the first time, middle of the week. I expect this number to go up. And but we had the project was a dude's card. Color were library. Element was large flower, which dude and large flower, lots of opinions, and random was stitches. And so we just asked a couple questions like, how did it inspire you creatively? And pretty much, it was pretty close to lots. And then they said, was it hard? And it pretty neutral, which, 3 years ago when we first started doing this, if that had been the question, how difficult was it, it would have been much higher. As a matter of fact, I do have a quote from Linda Gorman, because she said, the more I play, the easier it gets. So much fun. So I think that is a good quote to remind us about how difficult it seems maybe at the beginning. And the cards can be very difficult when you make them, but they can also be very simple. And as you make them and get used to the parameters and the whole challenge, it gets easier. Doesn't it, Patty? Anyway, that was really fun to see what you thought about all those surveys or when we surveyed you and get your thoughts and feedback. I really liked it. There was my card. That's Tolstoy. He wrote another book. War and Cheese, too. Using beautiful paper inside from your Paper Insider. It was good. Lisa Taylor liked the survey. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it, guys? Yeah, Patty Beck says it does get easier as it goes. Nikki Baxley was our guest host, and she was a delight. She made this card. I don't know what it was just like, it was the first time she gets dude card in large flower. And we're kind of going, some of the parameters are easier. That was not as easy at first, but then you think it through. She figured it out, did a beautiful job. Well done, Nikki. We were really glad to have you. Now, we are going to invite Charis back on so she can enjoy our parade of achievements. This is a time when we get to welcome our first timers and say salute to some of our major milestone achievers, our leading ladies, and we have a couple new to Club 52. So, do I have something else I want to say?
Nope.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is on a timer. Welcome first timers to Craft Roulette. I shouldn't ask these rhetorical questions if I don't want them not answered. Laura Brooks from New York sent in this classic looking card. It's gorgeous. Octavia Bryson from Virginia. We talked about this on the patron show. We really enjoyed it. Bertha Wilson from Michigan. First time card. Look at that interesting card. It's really cool. Philip Barton from Missouri sent in his first card. Cute as can be. Helen from California sent in a card. Very classic. Jeanette Ansley from Florida sent in her first card. That's a cool sunset, isn't it?
That's
Taylor
gorgeous.
from Buffalo, New York sent in a buck with an ornament. Congratulations to our major milestone achievers, and welcome, you guys. It's really good for you to. We appreciate you sending in cards. Kelly from Kansas, her 25th card. Lots of silver milestone achievers. Maggie from Wisconsin. We got some Thanksgiving cards. It was fun to see. Arlene from Sacramento. So many different styles. Bill Barrios from Florida. He draws his cards. Does a remarkable job.
That's interesting.
Crafty Daphne from Florida also sent in her 25th, and I got to see her go through her process. Laura Ann Wood from Minnesota sent in her card. This was also in the patron show. Jamette from Montana, another Frank with a big flower. Lori from New York. Pretty, do you say poinsettia or poinsettia?
Poinsettia.
Ellen from Texas, a little duty guy on a library shelf. Chassid McBrayer, you have sent in 50. Congratulations. That's remarkable. Bonnie Knack. I was going to say Knack Bonnie. Bonnie Knack has sent in 125. That's awesome, Bonnie. Lynn Sprengel has also sent in 125. Really remarkable. Wow. And now it's time to give hats off to our leaders. These ladies have been our leaders for months and months, and I love it. Jackie Muller from South Australia has sent in 147. Woo. Smurf Murphy, her twin, has also sent in 147. We talked about this one on the patron show. Kathy Herring has sent in 151. There's those little mouse house guys. 5K, now 6K Lamone has sent in 153. Well done, 5K. Ellen Card Monkey Jarvis sent in a card with her husband's shirt on it, 164 without missing a week. And our leading lady, Patty Beck, has sent in 181. She is 5 cards behind me. Amazing. Club 52, we got 2 new members. Exciting. Sheila Eigenberger, congratulations. She's from Wisconsin. And Elva from Idaho also has sent in 52 cards. That's a year's worth of cards, which we think is worth celebrating. However, you get no perks, no discounts, no bonuses, no prizes, no special treatment at a busy restaurant. You can still go to Waffle House and order on the menu. Congratulations to all. We really do appreciate you sending in cards and inspiring us all with your interpretations of these crazy parameters. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So that was pretty cool.
There are some really neat cards in there. So many talented people. You know, I would actually hit a milestone if I would actually remember to submit my card.
It's always a helpful thing. So how many cards do you think you've made and not submitted?
Oh, made and not submitted, probably 15.
Oh my gosh. You need to put something on the Google Calendar and say, have you submitted your card?
Yeah, that's probably what I need to do. I joined Patreon.
You joined Patreon and then you're a patron.
You're a patron. Okay, so I did Patreon just so I would have the extra time.
and our patrons do have until Thursday night. Everybody else has till Sunday night to submit their cards, and that is like one of the most popular features.
Yeah. And I still forget, so
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll work on some memory pegs for you. It sounds like you need it just as something. Because once you get started, then you'll be fine. You will remember tonight, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Although last time I was on, I almost forgot. You had to send me an email.
Chase you down. Oh my gosh. Well, at least you're consistent. You know, there's a lot to be said for consistency.
Exactly.
Well, this closes out last week. It's time to start thinking about episode 187. So, shall we bring on the parameters?
Yeah.
Lisa Taylor says, set a reminder on your phone to submit. That's probably the best thing.
That's probably what I need to do. That's exactly what I need to do.
Especially this week, please.
Yes, especially this week.
I promise.
There are our parameters that we are going to be getting to spin for and figure out what we're going to make tonight live without knowing what we're going to do until in about 5 minutes. We're going to know what to do. But right now, we don't have a clue. So, a couple things that we want to talk about right here. We do have something new we want to tell you about. Our patrons, we used to have the fun supporters and up would vote on a veto of colors, element, and random every week. And then I would have to kind of compile it and get all that information, put it over on something and all these different things. But so Mr. Producer said, let's change that up a little bit. Because this is the show that we never stop changing. And but still, at the same time, we never really change. So he said, let's change it up. Let's let everybody vote, all patrons at all levels. And let's include project. Plus, let's program it so you don't have to pick out all the things that are going to be vetoed and keep a spreadsheet for that, Mary Gunn. I said, show me the way. So he programmed it. So now our vetoes are all on a program, and it will come out to our patrons on our website, craftroulette.live, under the patron section. And they get to veto, everybody gets to veto one of their least favorite projects out of a list: colors, element, and random. Now this is where it gets really fun. Mr. Producer also has something to show you. So, look at this. There's our first project veto. Let's find out who's going to get vetoed tonight. A 6x6 card is being vetoed. And I do have a quote on that. Sharon Castor in the red chair said, "No artist, no square card." So that says it all right there. For color, what did they say they wanted to veto? Here it comes. They said ixnay to formal and informal. They just don't want to do that. I don't understand. They didn't do cereal box, but it was a close second. And Jackie Jackpot Muller said, cereal is for 6 o'clock, not craft o'clock. Smart aleck. And for element, what did they not want tonight? Nails is our big winner tonight. They said no to nails. I know I have, Judy LaRue, Barron's LaRue said, first time voter, biting my nails as to what the end result will be. You guys are so funny. So nails it is. We won't be having that. Now, if you do want to use nails on a project, you can if it fits in the parameters that we do get. And that's true with the other vetoed items too. It also means if it lands on a vetoed item, we'll spin it again. And last, random. What did they say? No random to chart. And Irene Smith said, while I'm sure many crafters excel at charts, they just don't compute for my cards. So thank you guys. They also have a new way to comment on these things. I think we're going to like it. Do you like it?
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that.
I think it's pretty darn cool. I have my own, it's kind of like having my own comedy writers out there now. It's great. I appreciate you guys piping in and voting and saying some fun things. So we will not be The wheel cannot make us do a 6x6 card, use formal and informal, nails, or chart. Now, would you like to veto something, Charis?
Absolutely.
She doesn't have any hesitation.
My heart sunk when I saw a spanner card on there again, because that's what I got the last time I was on. I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
I did not put that back on there to vex you, I promise. It was just there. So much for spanner card. But then, let's turn that around and say, where would you like your chips to fall? What are the parameters you'd like to choose?
For project, I always love a good just hello card. So number 14, hello.
Okay. Number 14 it is.
I like them to be used for anything.
Yes.
And then for colors, I think it's called Roadside Market, number 8.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because, that gives you a pretty wide range of colors.
Yeah.
For the element, I went with number 1, mask, because that could be something that you mask or something wearing a mask.
You understand Craft Roulette.
A mask. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a sloth has a mask. So, all kinds of options there. And then for random, number 1, again, polka dot.
Polka dot is one of the most favorite. That has been chosen by our guests more than any other random, I think.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah, I like polka dots too. I'm drawn to them. And when I see paper that has polka dots, I hoard it. Yeah. It's just like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a stack over on my paper stack that's literally this thick. That just polka dot paper.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm impressed. That's like that may be a record for polka dot paper stashing. But I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Well, let's give this guy a warm up and see what he's got up his sleeve tonight. And I hope you get, Nikki got what she wanted a little bit. She got her veto. It landed on her veto item, and she got dude card. So, okay, for project, what will we do tonight? Everybody have something on the floor in case we need that? I hope so. 21, we're going to do something cardstock and not cardstock. If you are new here, don't panic. We're going to talk about all these things. If you're old here, and don't panic, we're going to talk about all these things. If you're, not old, my mom would have corrected me. She would say, a long time watcher. So, okay. For colors, what will we get? Will we get Roadside Market? I think you could do a mix of rustic and fresh. We got Santa's Workshop. All right. For element, numero ocho. Colors. Oh, nobody's been wanting that one. I kind of don't want it too, but we're going to work it through.
Is it?
And for colors, for random, number 8, zigzag. Zigzag's almost as good as polka dots.
That's not bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
I have a
talk
little
about
stack
these.
of zigzag.
Do you?
Yeah.
You have it on your floor. I asked her if she had anything on her floor. If you didn't notice, one of the random parameters is something from your floor. And Amanda Stevens posted on her Instagram story something that she had on her floor. So she was ready. Anyway. Okay, let's talk about each and every one of these so that we don't have to worry about it. This is going to be your art project. We don't tell you what to do. We don't tell you what products to use. If you think it works in the parameters that we are given, and you can justify it and tell us about it, you're good to go. 2 different sides of art. There's the literal, Hey Google. I spell it so it won't answer. It can be very literal. You can say, what are Santa Claus workshop colors? And Google will tell you. And then the other side is Santa's Workshop. Do I go big Santa's Workshop and get all of the colors? Or do I go down to a small part of Santa's Workshop and just do the wood grain of his very, very worn desk?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Definitely like a wood grain something.
And then just draw in that nice rich red and some bright white. So there's just those 2 big old ends of the art spectrum, and then there's room in all the middle. It doesn't, all of these parameters do not have to be your focal point. You can sneak them in. We love that too. The cards can be fancy, the cards can be simple. We're all about just making good cards. So that's where we go from there to cardstock and not cardstock. What was the crazy old woman thinking when she put that on there? Basically, I was thinking most of us use cardstock when we make a card, thus cardstock. We don't usually make denim stock. We don't usually make soup stock. We make cards out of cardstock. And then not cardstock can be any kind of paper. Vellum is not necessarily considered cardstock. Any kind of textile could be not considered cardstock. Or it could even be, I'm sorry?
Does that mean like ribbon? Because it's not cardstock,
Yes,
right?
It's not cardstock. It could be wax paper. It could be aluminum, something from your kitchen. It could be, we don't have that parameter.
The one way you could break the parameter would be if you used cardstock and tried to say this isn't cardstock. That would be how you'd break it. Everything else is fair game that's not cardstock. So
true. Yeah.
There you go. So whatever's, you could even use pattern paper. Some pattern papers are real flimsy.
Right. Then the single-sided stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's not cardstock or a picture or acetate or photo.
Well, I was going to say
watercolor paper.
Shaker card, maybe. Yeah.
And it doesn't,
watercolor paper.
Yeah, it's not cardstock. Sure. It's watercolor paper.
Exactly.
I think it could be fun. Yeah. Kind of
my brain is going 100 miles an hour.
I know. I know. It's just a different way of looking at how to make that card. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So for colors, again, you can take like, oh, there's Santa's workshop. And you can take it and take all the colors that you see there. Like if you love rainbow, Crafty Owl, you can use that. Or you can take it down to a small detail in the workshop and pull just a couple, have it monochromatic, all reds, or have it just a couple colors. And
well, Santa makes Barbie, so if you love Barbie pink.
This is true. This is absolutely true. And there is a place when you send in your card to describe what you've done, to tell us so we understand what you're thinking. Santa probably eats cereal. Yes. Santa probably eats cereal, so if you want to do cereal box colors, you're good. So I think does that kind of help? And it's just a way to bring on, I like to say, what's the first thing you think of when you think Santa's workshop? What are the first colors? Are they happy and cheerful? Are they, do you see a dark, some people see dark things. Do you see a dark, terrible workshop full of dark, no light and whatever? I can't see that one.
Actually,
it's just destroying my whole life.
Wood grain. The first thing I thought of was wood grain because of his workbench. My husband's a woodworker, so the wood grain was what popped into my head.
Do you think of him as Santa? Grandma Gay she calls her husband Santa. And then, so you don't have to do Santa's workshop for the project, but watch what happens here. You do need to have something to do with collars. Color sounds really limiting, but it really has a lot of different ways you can do it. Santa has a collar on. He has a fur collar on. Little elves, if you want to go there, because we are starting to think about Christmas cards. You can put, you can have a little elf with a collar on. But puppies wear collars. Kitties wear collars.
That's what I thought of. I thought of a dog collar, yeah.
Kind of headbanger music guys wear collars. Just a thought. Any kind of little person stamp might have a collar. A collar also is when you get arrested. You collar somebody. So if you have those kind of thoughts, you can. You can, I don't know what you want to do with that, but you never know. Priests wear collars, shirt collars.
True.
So the collar or the shirt that Ellen Jarvis used on her, she was one of the leading ladies. We talked about that on the patron show, and she made a shirt. You could use she will probably take a collar from her husband's shirt, because she took one of like the button placket of his shirt and put it on a card. So if you
and I've seen those. There's like an origami paper folding thing where you can take a piece of paper and fold it into a man's shirt.
Yes.
And it's got like a collar and everything.
But t-shirts have kind of collars. They're just not, they're not collar collars, but they've got these little stretchy things. So you could have stretchy things or lace collars. That's a really good one, Amanda.
A dog stamp with a dog collar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a little lace collar on it. Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways you can go. And if you have a little kitty, you can just put a little, you can even put a little bow on it and say the bow is on the collar. It can be assumed and implied. It doesn't have to be literal. It can be implied. So I think it's kind of fun. I think we'll have a good time with it. Maybe.
I have no idea where this is going to go.
I'm going to do a quick call to Ellen and see if I can get some collar material from his shirt. See, so I'll have something to do. But that could also be the not cardstock. If you had some material from a shirt, you could actually do something. Ooh, how fun.
Well,
and then the random.
Here's another thought. Does it necessarily have to be collar? Or what about collar?
Well, that would be CALL. ER.
Yeah.
We have been known to admit
wrong spellers.
Wrong spellers.
Wrong
puns.
spellers.
We're a liberal group here.
Spelling is a dynamic art. But I wouldn't be surprised. Will we see Santa on the phone waiting for his fur collar to come back because it's at the cleaners? I don't know.
No, that would be funny, like Santa on a cell phone.
Yes, it really would be cute, wouldn't it? And Zigzag. Oh, I know. This is going to be a fun one. I think people will have a good time with it. I hope so. Zigzag is just like that. So I don't know how you're going to fit that in. It doesn't have to be a big thing. You could have it a big thing. You could have a ginormous zigzag on your cardstock if you want. How about Rick Rack? It's a zigzag.
Yeah, Rick Rack is what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. that went through its kind of trend. I still have some.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I do too. Actually, the one I have is I can actually see it from where I'm sitting.
Oh, I thought maybe it was back there with your polka dotted paper.
Yeah, no, but it is sitting right here under my knee.
You don't sort by shape.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, I think we've got some ideas started. Are you comfortable?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got another show that comes on Tuesday nights. It's called In Review, and we have a lot of fun over there too. Let Cool Mary and Sad Mary tell you a little bit more about In Review. We'll be right back.
And Clumsy Mary.
Oh, Clumsy Mary.
Clumsy Mary.
Thank you, guys. Does card making ever wear you out? Are you just having one of those days? Do you ever say to yourself, I wish there were more Craft Roulette on each week? Well, have we got good news for you? In Review is like part 2 of Craft Roulette, which features you, our card contributors. It'll be easy to find because it airs here on our Craft Roulette YouTube channel. We go live almost every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Central, and we do a number of fun things during the show, including Mail Call, where I share some of the nice cards and goodies people send us. Our Card Showcase, where we take a longer look at some of the contributions sent in from the most recent episode. And our Who Done It mystery game, where I recreate a card from the most recent episode's gallery, live on air. Everyone in the live chat gets to try and figure out which card I'm recreating. So, if you want more of what we do on Craft Roulette, you'll love our show, In Review. The Whodunit mystery game is just a game, and we do not actually solve mysteries, but we do actually solve mysteries. The show is supposed to be on Tuesdays, but we reserve the right to reschedule as necessary. Mary will not always know what she is doing, especially with buttons and or math. Stretchy pants and snacks are not required, but advisable. Please bring a friend. Too much fun for one person included. I'm back on. I was just thinking, I think I have some rickrack in my closet. I'm gonna go look. Just a second. Hang on. Well, I do. But it's pink. But I can make it work. I think I might make it work. Oh my gosh, guess who's here tonight? It's Decoy Duck. Decoy Duck is here. And he's on cardstock. And this is not cardstock. This is just my drawing sheet of Decoy Duck. But he's got a Santa hat right there. And I know how I can make a little collar for him. So he's going to look like Santa Duck. I do have a little scrapbook of him. If anybody wants to know about Decoy Duck, he shows up on In Review as a decoy on the Whodunit game. And so I've just started making a little scrapbook for him. There he is on TV. He's been showing up a lot. And there he is as a tartan duck. There he is as Cool Mary. You saw Cool Mary on the advertisement? There's Decoy Duck as Cool Mary, and there he is as Alistair Duck with Quacker Peace Theater. Anyway, so I'm going to use him again tonight. He's so handy. Who'd ever know a duck could be so handy? And so I've got cardstock, not cardstock. I've got Santa workshop colors in a piece of cardstock. And then I do have this rickrack, and this has a teeny bit of kind of a dusty pink in it. So I've got this ancient rickrack that is a zigzag. This is a good night, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes. I'm liking this. Anybody else liking this now? Oh, I wonder, orange. Should his beak be pink or red for the season? Or gold? A pretty gold. Oh, I don't have any gold. I do have a pen, but that won't look good. I do have watercolors. That might look better. You know, Santa, if you were a Santa duck, you would have a gold beak. I think so. So let's just do him up. Or, no, I'm not going to use Nuvo drops and use it as a spread because I tell the guests don't do stuff that takes a long time to dry. No, don't do it. Let's get this guy started. Gold. This is a pretty color. Maybe that should be pretty. Which one looks prettiest? Yeah, I think this rose gold would be pretty for a beak. I think so. Let's get this guy softened up. I'm so excited. All right. Charis is getting her things right now and wondering what she's going to do. Going to be exciting to see what she comes up with. Will she have polka dots? We'll see soon.
Just let me know.
This is thin. You're right, Beverly. A green collar would make him look like a mallard. thicken it up.
We're going to bring Charis back in.
Good. What did you come up with? Oops. Where'd you go?
Midstream, I changed it. So, okay, and here's why. Okay, so I was looking through my paper that I had set on the floor in case I got something off your floor.
It's good to be prepared.
And I found this Echo Park. Yes, I have found this Echo Park pack of paper that I've had for a little while. And the kitty cats all have collars.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. See how it
So
works
then
out?
I had to pick up which stamp set I wanted to use for my kitty sets.
Perfect. Perfect. Of
Perfect.
course. Yes,
Perfect.
of course. Nicely done. Decoy Duck can go on the road for Craft Roulette. Yes, he would definitely have to come with us if we ever went anywhere. He's turned into quite a celebrity on In Review.
That's funny.
He's always showing up, and he does have his own quack. Because what's a duck without a quack? I do like ducks. We had a pet duck when we were growing up.
Remember I said I wanted to do a hello card? Look what I found when I was digging through my stamps.
Perfect. Is that one of your big stamp sets?
This is from the Greeting Farm.
Okay.
It's one that I sell in the shop. Yeah.
Nice.
Greeting Farm is one of the ones that I sell in my shop. I love Greeting Farm.
Mm-hmm. I think. We'll just trim it. You know, people send me all sorts of things to put in goodie bags, and I don't put everything in goodie bags. I keep some. And this little piece of paper is from somebody sent me this, and I don't know who. I have no idea. But it sure is. It sure is fun.
Oh.
That'll work. So he's going to go right in here. Does he need... Can he just be trimmed? I think he can just be trimmed with maybe some gold stitching from last week, because I still have my parameter fever from last week. Decoy Duck would be great on the road. He could just wing it. Oh, hat trick. You are really, you're hitting them out of the park tonight. We've got a comedian in the chatterbox. The chatterbox is a great place to be, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, just wing it. I love it. Okay. Wait, his little feet probably need to be gold too, don't they? Little hat's gonna go, fits right on him. Put him right in here, and we're gonna have this go across here. And we'll find some more paper.
Look at you, already trucking along, and here I am still struggling along.
You are doing fine. I just kind of hit on something, and it's really easy. But I can play for a long time. There's that duck again. I keep hearing a duck. Does anybody else hear that duck? Boy. And it is spelled DECoy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He's kind of a classy guy. Or is it duck can be classy? I get ducks fed into my Instagram account, little videos. They are the best. They make me happy. So happy. I am a cheap date, it's true. But they're just fun. Fun thing. Okay, so let's see. What would look pretty as a mat on that?
I'm terrified of birds, so ducks are, yes.
What?
I am completely terrified of birds.
No. You're missing out too much. Don't be afraid of a bird.
I think it stems from having to gather eggs when I was a kid.
Well, actually, that makes sense. They can be very mean when you're doing that. Chickens.
Yes, they can.
Yeah. Well, do you blame them? You know, if you're thinking about it from a chicken's point of view, for one thing, you're not very smart. And they've worked really hard on making that egg. Hello.
Exactly.
It's just like, no, you're not taking this. I don't blame them. I'd get mad too.
Yeah, I kind of don't blame them either.
Yeah, they say mama bear, mama chicken.
Mama chicken.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing until you see a mad mama chicken.
Oh, dear.
Beware.
I'm still trying to figure out
Is here.
Santa's workshop colors, but if we can go really broad on that, you know, I think I'll be okay.
If you can justify it, you can do it. Those are mighty cute kitties.
Are they the cutest?
Mm-hmm. Here you go.
And I tend to
say it down.
I tend to not be very fast at coloring because I like to take my time, but I'm going to have to color fast tonight.
Yeah. There's a little bit of more of an urgency than if you just had all weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So these are going to be simple kitties.
With that. We'll put him on another smaller piece. Been updated too. He looks better in his updated version.
So what's your weather like there, Mary?
Oh, it just betrayed me today. It was 44 and misting. Oh, just ick. A whole lot of ick. It's been fine. It's been great. But Boomer and I didn't walk very far today. And when we turned around, I said, let's go down and see the horses. There's a lady that has like metal poles with metal horse heads on them. So we always go down and see the horses. But when we usually we turn the corner and go a little
Hitching
farther.
posts.
Yeah, hitching posts, except they're little. They're decorative. And when we got to that, I said, let's go home. And he didn't say, oh, can't we go a little farther? He just like, well, let's do it.
Let's go,
Sister,
Mom.
let's
go.
get those horses headed home.
Is he a fuzzy dog or is he?
No, he's very sleek.
Yeah.
Very sleek. He's a secret shedder. There's so much fur.
A secret shedder?
Yeah. He's not like the kind of dog you go, oh, I bet he sheds. But he sheds. Oh, right. Yeah.
Just little bitty short dog hairs everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Did that squirrel ever come back? That one that got in your house?
The chipmunk. I was just talking to my daughter about that today. No, I'm tidy. I'm not necessarily super clean, but I'm tidy. And so the chipmunk was in the house, and I did a great layout on it too, by the way.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, that's yeah, funny. It's really good. It has a timeline and everything. And
oh my God.
I'm very serious. But so I also eat a lot of popcorn. And so my daughter was over a couple weeks, and she's very clean. She's very tidy and clean. And she was sitting across the room from the couch. And she said, Mom, there's an awful lot of popcorn underneath your couch. And she was right. But I knew it, and I was going to get it when I got it when I was cleaning up. But so today she was saying, because I said I'm going to vacuum the couch and get the dog fur off. And she said, well, you might want to get that popcorn from underneath your couch too, because that chipmunk may come back. I said, the chipmunk just came in because it was a crafting chipmunk, and it had heard there's a great craft room in this house. And she said, no, the chipmunk came in because he was hungry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just today we talked about that chipmunk.
That's hilarious.
It was timely. Yeah. So I did get the popcorn, by the way.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Yeah, Cherry the crafting chipmunk, I think is what we ended up calling her. I have some questions for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready for some?
Sure.
Okay, good. Well, I think you probably get this question a lot. We do have a couple, and I think we answered it on the last show that you were on, but the name Charis is a little different. And we have a question from Gloria on that. And we also have a follow-up from Alyssa about Artful Angel's name. So if you would like to enlighten us on those two things, it'd be cool.
Okay, so Charis is spelled Charis. And if you remember, it is the root word of charisma. So it's charisma without the MA.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
And you have to spell it for everybody.
Oh, yeah. And it means grace in Greek.
Yeah.
So every church that we're in, whenever they talk about grace, I'm almost always a sermon illustration of some sort.
Well, it's not bad.
No, it's not.
Since it's about a nice thing. Ooh, that's cute too.
Yeah.
And then be bad if your name was Lucifer.
Right. Exactly. Like the cat in Cinderella. Exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
And then Artful Angel, I'm trying to think. Actually, that came about because I used to call my business Creative Creations by Charis, and that was just too big of a mouthful. And that was like, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that. And so when I kind of wanted to rebrand myself a little bit, I had a competition on my page and had people like give me suggestions, because I was clearly at a brain
It just
freeze
wasn't
on
happening.
that one. And so I picked I had like, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 suggestions come in, and I picked my top 5 favorite or 3 favorite, I can't remember, and then had people vote on it. So that's actually how it came about.
That's very clever. And pretty much stress-free. And aren't you lucky that they voted for something nice?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You could have gotten yourself into a bind. For real.
Yeah, I so could have.
Mm-hmm. Could have been dicey. So yeah. Those are good answers. Yeah. I mean, Mary. There's not Mary. I don't know where my name came from.
Yeah, is it a family name or something?
Well, yeah, I think so. There were some Marys, but anything before 1960, there were Marys.
Yeah.
Kind of not very popular right now, but
I actually have a friend, her grandma's name was Mary and her last name was Lane. And so when my friend had her daughter, she actually named her Mary Lane as one word.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And Mary Lane fits her name perfectly. She's cute as a button.
My grandmother's name was Grace Lee, and it was one word.
Oh, that's neat.
Mm-hmm. And then she had a sister named Edna Zay, and that was one word.
That's interesting. Was it like ZAE or
ZAE? Yep.
Huh.
Edna Zay. Cool. She had a poem. I've said it before on the show, but she had a poem, and it was, "I am a little chatterbox. My name is Edna Zay. The reason that I talk so much, I have so much to say."
That is so cute.
I think we're going to see if we can make him Santa Duck. Red duck. My daughter was so afraid of red duck when she was little. It was like, I don't know where she got it. But would have nightmares about red duck.
Aw.
Here he is. He's going to be Santa Duck. I think she's over it, but I don't know if she watched the show.
She's going to be calling you tomorrow. Excuse me, Mom.
Red duck. Red duck. How could you do that to me? Well, one thing about Copics on not cardstock, it bleeds.
Oh, yep. Oh, I have an idea for not cardstock. Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing what not cardstock is going to be.
It'll be funny. It'll be fun to see how people interpret that.
Yeah, this is a fun set. Again, they're going to be cards that nobody would make normally. When you sit down and go, gee, I think I'm going to make a card, and it's going to have cardstock, not cardstock, Santa's Workshop colors, and zigzag. Can't wait. I'm so inspired. But I'll do great. It will be interesting because everybody's got their own interpretation of these things. It's wonderful. Don't look, Tracy. I'm just cutting off its head for a little bit.
Oh my word, I can't believe you just cut his head off.
I did. It's for art. It's for art. Only for art. Who is this art? Oh, wow. Okay, here's another thing. On not cardstock, when you do Copic, it bleeds through. Shanna's already gotten hers done. It bleeds through and breaks and tears. Oh, second one.
Oh my word.
It's
speedy
just an
people.
Interesting thing. Our
speedy people.
Nose down to the grindstone. Let's do it. Well, that's just proof that people can do it.
I'm pretty sure that one time I actually had a card done, and you and Mr. Producer was able to pop it up before the end of the show. I was pretty proud of my time.
And that only happens when you send it in. So that's good.
Bingo. And so that one was one that got sent in.
Yeah, I'm powerful, but not so powerful that I can pop one in from your imagination.
Wouldn't that be great? That would be awesome.
Work on it, though.
I'm not sure I want that power.
It's kind of like AI, CI, creative intelligence. If I want, no, I'm not going to edge that. I'll put some gold around it or something. I think I might mess it up if I put ink on it. Look at the baby duck, he's so cute. Well, your kitties are looking mighty fine.
Thanks.
Look at those big green eyes.
That is my favorite color of green.
You talked about your favorite colors before the show started, and there is a question about color in here. Kelly Shermer asks, what are your two favorite color combinations to use? How about that? Play right into that one.
So this is actually one of my favorite combos when I'm using Copics. Can you see that? Where is it at?
No.
I can't find it.
There we go.
There it is. YG09, YG07, and YG05. So I love to do greens, obviously, because green is my favorite color, and especially like this lime green color. And then some of my other favorite color combinations.
Well, you had
Well,
the
I think
lime green and what was that hotel that you stayed in
that
Kansas?
hotel I told you about, it was turquoise, lime green, and matte like a tangerine orange. And I love that as a color combination.
Mm-hmm.
It's bright, it's cheery,
Yeah.
and it can be used for so many occasions.
And your wedding colors were
Purple and green.
green.
Royal purple and Kelly green, to be exact.
Good deal. So you are very color sensitive. You're knowledgeable. You have a sense about your color choices.
Yes, and
Yeah. And
the more I Copic, the more I find like I'll be looking at a car that'll drive by, and I'm like, "Ooh, I could make that with such and such a color, and this color, and this color."
yeah. Yeah, you do get a little that way with colors, don't you? And just
Yes,
I'm inspired by that combination. And so how do you remember them? Do you write them down, or
usually I remember them. And then I got the opportunity this past spring. I had started subbing in our local school district,
oh
and
fun.
um, they assigned me to, or I picked a class that I wanted to sub for one day, and then when I got there to take the class, they said, well, just so you know, it's not yearbook, because I thought it was a yearbook class. They're like, for some reason it's always labeled yearbook, and it's not. It's actually an art class. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I said, I'm an artist. And she's like, oh, really?
Oh,
And I said,
good.
yeah. And she said, okay, well, we had an art teacher pass away
Oh.
a last weekend, and we're looking for a long-term sub for his position through the end of the
Oh.
year. Are you interested? I'm like, absolutely.
Oh,
So
how
I got to
great.
spend 2 months teaching high school art.
Well,
And
that's probably about long enough, you know?
oh,
For
the
real, it was
funny
probably
thing
really fun.
is I completely loved it.
Oh,
I loved it.
so
And
cool. And
actually,
they loved having a long-term sub. I can guarantee you that.
oh yeah. And I
Yeah.
had a couple of students, one of my students, the way McKinney does their last day of school for the high school kids is they do their first period class on one day for the final at the end of the year, and then the second to last day of school they do all the second, fourth, and sixth period classes for the finals, and then on the very last day of school it's the third, fifth, and seventh class periods. And so I had this one kid, he was in my second period class. And so his last day with me was Tuesday, but the last day of school was actually Wednesday. And he came back to my class twice on Wednesday just to hug me.
Oh. Oh, that's so sweet. You had to love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I will cherish those 2 months for my entire life. I had
That
so
is
much.
special. Have you been back to substitute?
No, because I got a full-time job like
Oh, that's right.
at the
Mhm.
end of the school year. So I wasn't able to go back. And they actually called me a couple weeks ago, and the lead art teacher, and she's like, hey, do you want another long-term sub job? Because one of our teachers is having a baby. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the hardest no I've ever had to say.
We better take this guy off. The decapitated one. I bet that was. Yeah,
It was so
It's
hard.
upsetting the very sensitive people in. Yeah. This says all I want for and I have to find a small Christmas. But all I want for Christmas, it will be decoy duck. Obviously. Boink. Is that what everybody wants?
Okay, so now I have to ask you a question. How did you create decoy duck? Because that one's yours, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think we had this game, Who Done It?
Right.
I had drawn it before. Maybe I had drawn it before. Yeah, I did draw it. And I think it was probably inspired by watching ducks on Instagram. But then when I was doing this game, Who Done It, which is a card detective game skill, it's a very skilled game. You have to have lots of good observation skills. And so because these people that play Who Done It are so smart, I have to throw in decoys, because a good thief would throw in a decoy, right, to throw people off the trail. Right. And so I throw in decoys. Well, what's better than a little alliteration with a decoy? So decoy duck came along. And, I think I should have had him over on the other side. There he goes.
I just heard the duck quack.
He quacks on Tuesday night, too. So he's been in all the shows quite a while now. He comes along. He wishes everybody wishes them good luck by quacking. And I've already sent the cards out that I made last week, but there were 3 of them on the card last week. He was very, so it's kind of like, well, there's decoy duck, but is he really part of the card? Is he a decoy for another animal? Is he, who knows what? Last week, he was a decoy for potted cactus. So he's very flexible. Well, yeah. I thought that was pretty good. But it took like 11 minutes. I always count to see how long it takes him to solve it. And it took 11 minutes before it was discovered who I had cased, whose card. And Michelle Novella was...
Can you explain... Yeah, Mom, can you explain the game from the beginning for the people who don't know how it works?
Well, the object of the game is be the first one to crack the case of whose card I am casing. And say and give the reason that you decided that card was the one I was casing.
And where does this card come from?
This card comes from the most recent gallery of Craft Roulette. So, by the way, next Tuesday we're not on. So, sorry, you can't see it. But there are replays and you can watch that. But it won't be one this week. But, yep. And it's very, very fun. And then they guess and guess and guess whose card. It's not easy, though, because they have to be on the show site on the YouTube site to see what I'm making, and then they have to go over to the Craft Roulette gallery be looking for cards. It's not easy. And as you can well guess, when somebody is using a duck for a cactus, it can get a little bit tricky.
Oh, so I see. Okay, so you replaced the cactus from their card with a duck on your card.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
But I don't always do that. So don't be thinking you got this game figured out, because there are different things that I do. It's very, very tricky. But it is fun, and I'm always surprised how many people play and how good they are.
So you make the card like on the show.
Yes, I do. Okay. And there's music. There's like enigmatic music.
Enigmatic scale.
Yes, so there's kind of suspenseful music.
Okay.
It's right up there with BritBox. If only I had a British accent, you would probably think you were watching a Brit box mystery.
The cards she makes are generally, they have obvious similarities, but they're very changed. So it's a challenge.
Okay.
And someone always guesses it. We haven't had one where someone hasn't guessed it. So
Wow, that's impressive. I'm gonna have to catch that. When is that
it's
show
on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
And so it's a follow-up to this show.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out because
And the winner gets a Krog. Woo!
a Krog.
A Krog, a Craft Roulette original giveaway, a handmade card with an itty bitty gift.
Itty bitty gift.
Itty bitty gift. Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you for asking. Another question about coloring. Jay Thomas would like to know, how in the heck did you develop your skills as a colorist? It seems like a lot of people struggle with that.
Okay, so this is a kind of an interesting story. I actually started using Copics. Let's see, my daughter is going to be 20, so probably like 18 years ago, maybe.
Oh,
17,
how'd
16,
you learn
somewhere
about
around
them
there.
that? How'd you learn about them that fast?
Our local
early?
scrapbook store had a Copic marker coloring class. And I thought, oh, I'll take that class. And I did. And at the time, the only kind of stamping that I did was like Stampin' Up! And Close to My Heart. And so I took this class and learned how to color, but I wasn't super great at it. And so I got frustrated with it, and I put them away. And I was literally within days of getting rid of them when I discovered Kit and Clowder.
Oh.
And so I signed up, and I did her free marker class, and then I signed up for the one of her monthly things and did that for a while. And that's really where I learned how to color correctly and learn to enjoy it.
There's the key.
So, I think it was maybe a timing thing, because that was just probably, let's see, this is 2023. So that was probably maybe 2016.
That shouldn't be that long ago, but it is.
Yeah, it is. So it's only been about 6 years. And then I started developing my own style, kind of a mix of what Elise teaches, and then developing my own style at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my little convoluted story of how I got to coloring. And now,
You seem to be quite proficient.
Yeah.
Do you still make mistakes?
All the time. There's some on this paper even. See, I went out of the lines right there on his little ear.
So do you use the colorless blender thing?
Okay, so I have a story about that, actually. Okay. About 5 years ago, I was making a card, and I had worked so hard on it. I always color lightest to darkest. And so it was a Craft and Kimmy stamp, which I sell in the shop. And it was a boy and a girl sitting at a table, like a soda shop style, like 1950s style.
Mm-hmm.
And I had colored his shirt white, and I was so proud of myself because it looked amazing.
It's about to have a butt in there, right?
A big butt.
Yeah.
And so I start coloring, and I get everything else colored, and I literally had just the tabletop to color left, and I was saving it because it was red, and so I was saving it for last. And I'm coloring away, and I lift up my marker, and it pooped and bled red all over his white shirt. And I had worked probably 2 hours on this image. I almost cried, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I got my colorless blender. I mean, it was a dark red, like I think it was like R56.
Oh.
And so it was a dark red. And so I
real
used my
forgiving.
colorless blender and got out as much of that dark red as I could. And it actually looked pretty clean considering it was red on a white shirt. And then I decided, okay, it's still not good enough for my taste. So I went ahead, and because I had bled out most of it with the colorless blender, I went ahead and just made his shirt orange, and it turned out just fine. I actually still have the card. And if I showed it to you and didn't tell you that story, you would never even know.
Yeah. Yeah. Bled out. It's so funny that you would use that Grey's Anatomy term.
My mom's an RN.
Medical consultant for Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. My mom's an RN, so I have a tendency
That's
to do
good, though. That's good. That's a good way to put it. I liked it very much. Well, there you go. That was good. That was a lot of information, and it was good information.
Yeah. Well, and now, because of that, now I've learned how to watch for your marker getting ready to poop and bleed all over everything. So,
well, what do you know? What do you look for when a marker has to poo?
well, let me just say, when it starts getting shiny, it means there's ink about to drop. So the first thing I do is move it off of my project. And then the second thing I do is take off the other cap if I haven't already. One tip for anybody that's a beginner to Copics is, especially on the dark colors, it's always wise to actually take off both caps. Because that will help prevent that bleeding.
Jamie Clark said that when she was on. I'd not heard that before.
Yep. And I know some people, like, I think it's Jamie. I think she actually takes off both. I think she and Sandy take off both lids every time they color, just automatically. And I've gotten to the habit of doing that, especially not so much with the lighter colors, but with the darker colors.
Well,
and I don't know.
Call it ink pooping, but I like it. It's like bleeding out. It just says what it's. It's a good description.
Yeah, it just blobs out, and then you're like, nuts.
Yeah, that would be horrifying. That would be very upsetting.
And and now that now that I know how to prevent it and not allow it to happen, I get super frustrated when it actually does happen, and I'm like, nuts.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to add some pink snowflakes.
Okay. Trying to find my paper that I want now for my kitties to go on.
You're doing great. They look really nice.
Thanks. I love this stamp set.
That orange one looks a little ornery.
Yeah. I think when I look at the way its paws are in front of it, I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's sitting there like the evil little genius where it's drumming its fingers together like this.
Totally plotting. Totally.
Yes, that's exactly it, Mr. Producer.
You just want to say, go up and give it a distraction so that it doesn't hurt my cat. My cat. Looks good.
It's
looks
plotting.
like he's thinking about
exactly
ways
what
to
it's
do it. Oopsie, oopsie. Snowflake was partially melted. Well, Chris Hovestall said something nice, and I want you to hear it.
Oh.
She says, "Thank you for being a great spin sponsor." And I need to thank you for that, too. You are a great spin sponsor. And she says she says she was very lucky to win a gift certificate from you, and she had so much fun, and that is spelled FUNN, picking out my items, and she loves what she chose. She says, "Keep on entrepreneuring." Maybe not a word, but you get it.
Awesome.
So thanks, Chris. I love giving away other people's stuff. It's like it's one of the funnest things every week.
Of course, I'm sure.
I could have put him in snow. Then you wouldn't see his... But I think he should have some snow. That's going to disrupt things. Well, we can try it. But does it have to be pink then? Because now I have pink snowflakes. Do you have to have pink snow?
That is so cute. What? Okay, so that green paper with the ornaments on it, what line is that? Because that looks familiar. I think I have that paper.
I don't have any idea. It came in. It was a donation. It's kind of like, I don't know. We get donations from people. They're so nice, and they send things, and then we put them in goodie bags. But I don't give everything away. And some of the things I just go, oh, that's just too cute. I gotta have, and I don't have it. So
I'm pretty certain I have that paper.
It's really nice. I do not know, but I'm really glad to have it. So
for sure.
Susan Roberts says it looks Echo Parky to her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think he looks miserable in the snow. Does he need boots instead of painted feet?
His feet look
Boots might
maybe
look better.
some black boots up.
And we can always try it. Are you ready for some boots? So do we make them webbed boots?
Webbed boots.
He likes the idea. Okay, for the week of heart, I'm going to cut his feet off. Let's just get it out there. Webbed boots. It's the newest thing. Vicky would like to know, when we talked a little bit about when you saw colors and things, she would like to know about inspiration. What are the kind of things that inspire you with your creative process?
You know,
when you go to your room and you just go, what am I going to make? What's your inspiration? I would
probably have to say, more than anything, it's probably paper. I mean, colors.
Mm-hmm.
Colors. So, like, you know,
are you seasonal colors?
Not necessarily. I'm trying to decide what color to do here. Not necessarily, because it depends. Sometimes I'll usually pick out the stamp set that I want to play with, and then I will pick out what colors are going to look best with it from there. And so I'll pick out, and I'll pick out the paper. So I'll usually pick out the stamp set, and then I'll pick out the paper. Now, it just so happens that on this one, I picked out the paper first.
Yeah. Well, there's always those. This
kind
is
of
what I always do,
me,
except this time.
But yeah. Mm-hmm. That's kind of unusual for me, but because of
paper.
Needing, and it's kind of funny because I was going a whole different route in my head, and then I saw this cat with the collar on it, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's the way I need to go instead. I was actually going to go with like a sympathy card And
Oh,
so I
that's
was
not
looking.
where. No, I don't think that's where you're going at all.
I know, no, totally not.
That's funny. Definitely did not go sympathy on that one. At least I kind of hope not.
Yeah, no.
But, maybe somebody needs cheered up. And they had kitties. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Yeah.
somebody cat crossed the rainbow bridge or something.
Oh, so sad.
It is sad.
Laura Hodges is wondering about ideas, and this is kind of in with the inspiration. She says, every now and then we have aha moments. We learn to use a new tool, figure out how to do something, etc. What was the most recent crafting aha moment? Was it just moments ago when you got your parameters?
Probably.
Yeah.
My most recent aha moment. Boy, that's a tough one.
Life fills up so much, and it's hard to point out those little things sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Okay, not all 5 kitties are going to fit on here. One kitty's going to have to go on the inside.
Gonna get voted off.
My most recent crafty aha moment. Golly, that's a tough
Have you gotten
one.
any new tools or anything that made you go, woo, I love it?
Well, actually, yes. I got I got an explosion card maker from We Are Makers.
Okay.
And I didn't do it right the first couple of times. And so when I finally figured it out, it was a total aha moment.
Oh, there you go. You had success.
I was like, oh, that's what I forgot. I put it together wrong or something. That one you really have to think about. I don't know if anybody's ever tried that. I actually did in my Facebook group, I did a live video and made one to kind of show people how to make it.
Is it the one with like the rubber band inside?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have that die from Karen Burniston. She
okay.
She has videos on everything, so.
Had to change that. There we go.
But I love those things. They're great fun.
Yeah, they are. Well, and then after I filmed it, Hannah and I went outside and I filmed her opening the card, and we did it in the yard so that the glitter would go in the yard and not all over the inside of the house.
Oh, you put glitter in it.
And it was so cool because it was sunny enough. Gosh, I still have the video on my page, and so it was sunny enough that when the glitter popped, you could see it catch the sun, and it was sparkle as it was flying.
Oh, I bet it was pretty.
Oh, it was so pretty. It was in the spring because I used my Artful Angel Leapin' Leprechaun stamp set. And I had it was so cute. I had some St. Patrick's Day paper pack I'd gotten from Photoplay. And so I made this cute card. And so we put glitter, like green and gold glitter in it. It was so fun. But yeah, the video turned out great because when the glitter went flying, you could see how it caught the sun. It did exactly what I was hoping it would do. So it was great.
Outside. So that's even, that was
outside.
That
exactly.
was smart. See, that's smart. That could be a detail that could be forgotten in the moment of excitement.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the only gel pens that work. As far as I know, these are jelly rolls, and I buy them. Number 10 is my favorite size, and I get them 3 at a time at Hobby Lobby.
Yep, I love those.
The other ones look fancy, but they don't work as well.
They don't work as well. Because I
As far as
used to
that's my
use
opinion.
I used to use the Uniball one.
Yep.
And then but I would still struggle with it. And then I found Jelly Roll, and I'm like, oh my word, where have you been all my life?
I know. Game changer. There's probably other ones that are good too, but I just don't know them. So
I don't know. I went someplace, I don't remember where it was, and I bought like all the different white pens and tried them all, and Jelly Roll really worked the best.
It doesn't get hard or dry up inside the barrel. It just keeps rolling.
I worked so hard coloring all 5 of these kitties, so I am going to use this 5th kitty.
Yes, do it. Well, all I want for Christmas is decoy duck. But there you go.
There's that quacky little thing.
So maybe on a nice little. Oh. All I want for Christmas is decoy duck. Decoy duck. Decoy duck. It's a duck invasion. Just how life should be.
Oh, I just threw my stamp set in the trash.
Well, is the trash on the floor?
It is.
Lauren Z says Pear Blossom has her favorite white gel pen. I have not used it, so I can't say, but I do know that her metallics are good. I don't doubt, because I don't think Amanda would have something that would make people frustrated. That's just not in her wheelhouse kind of thing. Not her kind of thing.
Video feed if you can hear
See
it.
if I have a pen that wouldn't work. We're working to get her back. Hope she didn't throw the phone in the trash. You like it too, Allie? Well, you guys are pretty smart. Now this is a Uniball gold and it works okay. So right here, so I'm going to use it. Forward to her being back. I'm sure she will. Yay.
All right.
Yay.
Sorry, somebody called my phone.
Oh, that'll happen.
And I think it was a spam call.
Oh, shoot. Didn't you know? Probably
Darn
is.
spammers. Let's see.
It's not even any fun anymore. They used to, be able to have a little fun with them, but not anymore.
I know it used to be fun to play with them. Now it's just annoying. It's just annoying.
Yep. Oh, duck.
Okay.
Is decoy after all. I could ruin the whole thing right now. Hard to talk and do this.
I know. Sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to be talking.
Well, we're here for you. Sylvia Pudrajic, who is about to become a mug clubber, and she messaged me the other day, and she said, "Do you remember? I'm about to be a mug clubber. Do you remember how to say my name?"
That's funny.
Pudrajic. She sent me audio clips on how to say her last name, and I practiced. It was early in
Awesome.
Craft Roulette, and so she's about to get a mug club. But she asked a question. Tell her more about your process on designing a stamp. Now that you are a stamp designer,
Oh,
so
gosh.
where's that?
You know,
Where's that inspiration come and go? How do you? Is it first stamp or first try? You got it. Or do you have to do and redo and do and redo some more?
well, right now, I mostly have other artists drawing my art for me,
Mm-hmm.
which okay, let me preface that by my October release. Nope, not October. My September release, which was Halloween. The ghost sets, there's 2 ghost sets, and those were drawn by one of my design team members, Delise Savito. And then the pumpkins that month were drawn by my husband.
Whoa.
The faces for the pumpkins and the leaves for the pumpkins were drawn by me. And then the little witch set was actually drawn by Hannah. So
everybody plays.
Yeah, everyone
Skate.
got in on that one. And my sets that are releasing for November, the inspiration for that one, I had an artist do that one, and my husband is a woodworker, and there's a convention that's in Waco that we go to. We try to go every year. And so we were there, and I was teaching some classes, as I always do. And I don't remember what it was. I was teaching a card class, and this one of the ladies, she says, I have peacocks at home. Would you want some peacock feathers? So anybody that's watching this is going to get a hint of what November's release is. And I was like, sure. So she sent me some beautiful peacock feathers, and then David and I were talking, and we're like, wouldn't it be great to have a peacock stamp set? So in November, we're going to our November release, which is November 5th, is some beautiful, oh my gosh, they just turned out stellar peacocks.
Fun. Are they more beautiful than they are cartoony?
No, they're cartoony. They're cartoony,
Okay.
But they are just phenomenal.
I look forward to it.
They are phenomenal. So I'm excited. So I try to take inspiration from things around me. Yeah, the stamp set, the card that I showed you earlier when we were trying to get the camera set. Can I show that card? Is that okay for me to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
So this card right here,
This
stamp set is from Bubble Tea Buddies, and I am a bubble tea fanatic.
Oh, are you?
Oh gosh, yes. And our daughter is too. And so actually she taught herself how to make tapioca pearls.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Whoa. Now I like tapioca.
And so she makes her own tapioca pearls. But when I first started, I knew I had to have a bubble tea stamp set, and I love the way Sandy draws people.
I do too.
So I had to ask her to please draw me some girls having bubble tea.
That's really cute.
So she did.
I love Sandy's drawings.
The illustration of my mom is a Sandy.
Yep. My avatar and Mr. Mike.
Oh, really?
Sandy. And our whodunit lady actually came out of a conversation that Sandy and I were having on Instagram's or messaging. We were doing this we went real wild on, I was watching Murder, She Wrote, and so we started talking about a craft show. Our Murder, She Wrote with a direct salesperson actually doing, who was a detective. And it all stemmed from that crazy girl, Miss Sandy.
But you drew that one.
But I drew that one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to draw my own stamps. I'm just not super great at it yet. And so I haven't branched out to drawing my own stuff yet, but I'm working on it. Like I said, I drew the jack-o'-lantern faces.
Yeah, see? It's just like hard. Coloring. You didn't do that right away either.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You just have to keep at it.
Yep, I'm working on it.
I was afraid this might smear, but it's doing okay.
Oh, that's cute. Did you write that decoy? I didn't even see.
Well, they don't make stamps out of it.
That is so good.
Decoy.
That is so cute.
I did it. I made the card. I did. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my card as you keep working on yours. Cardstock, not cardstock. I did cardstock. And then my not cardstock was copy paper that I had decoy duck on. And I used that for his hat and his little Santa outfit. He's kind of a busy little thing with all those stitches and everything. Oh, thank you. And Santa's workshop, well, I went ahead and dipped into Santa's whole persona. And so his whole workshop was an influence, as well as not just for colors, but for items. And for color, I put a collar on Decoy Duck, a nice furry one. And for zigzag, I had some ancient rickrack. And since there were some little tiny pinkish kind of ornaments in there, I thought that works just fine. So all I want for Christmas, I combined several stamp sets and wrote Decoy Duck.
All you need is.
All I want for Christmas. Oh, I need is. Yeah. Is. Okay, I can do that. Thank you. I didn't have a red squiggly line. You're my red squiggly line, Mr. Producer. Hey, I forgot a word, which I am surprised how many times I do forget a word I'm writing.
Yeah, I did
is Decoy Duck. Did it.
I actually did a whole stamp set last year, and I did it right, but then when they shipped it to me, they cut off one of the letters.
Oh no.
So they had to.
How rude.
Yeah. They had to reprint it.
Gosh. All right. Well, tell us how you got all those parameters covered in that very, very cute card.
Okay. So I have one more thing I got to finish here, and then we'll be ready.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Voila. Right. Perfection.
All right. So my cardstock and not cardstock. Okay. So cardstock, obviously. Not cardstock would be Copics because they're not cardstock. Ink because it's not cardstock. Rick Rack because it's not cardstock. And Nouveau Drops because they're not cardstock.
Oh my gosh. She did it. What you did.
Santa's Workshop. I kind of went with the browns for the plaid.
Right, because you were thinking
plaid
table.
Because of the workbench. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Rick Rack is red, which is, because I was trying to decide between the white and the red Rick Rack. And I thought, okay, the red is more Santa's Workshop. So I went with that. And then, obviously in his workshop, he's got oodles and oodles of toys. So there's colors galore. So there you go.
Exactly.
And then, oh, you know what? I don't have collars because I didn't use that paper. Hold on. I almost missed it.
She did.
Oh my gosh, I almost missed it.
That's Yeah.
But look how easy that is.
Okay, there you go.
Easy
I
fix.
thought Deputy Heidi was going to have to go to Texas.
Yep, kitty collar. There you go.
That's funny.
And
I thought
then,
you would just draw little lines around their necks.
Well, you know, I could have, but this is too cute.
It is cute. Good fix. Good fix. That's kind of why we go through this at the end, so that we don't get in trouble
Exactly.
and forget
And then
something.
my zigzag would be my rickrack that's covered by the kitties.
Rick Rack. We all bring back the Rick Rack for cards.
It'll be so fun to see how many people use rickrack.
Wouldn't it be cute, though, if you had Rick Rack? Okay, here's a stamp idea, somebody. It would be cute if you had Rick Rack that was like this tall and it had different patterns inside of it.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
No, it's a very good idea.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It would be really cute. And then you could use it in all sorts of ways. Anyway, okay. Or a stencil that did that. Okay. Somebody can just send me a check now. Send me a check now. That's P.O. Box 480566 KCMO 64148. That's Mary Gunn with 2 N's.
You're so funny. Not subtle at all.
Not subtle. I'm too old to be subtle. You got to put it right how it is. You know, this gray hair comes with no subtlety at all.
Right.
All right, well, let's tell them how everybody else can put their collars on their kitties and play this crazy game too. You did great. You relax for a second and we're coming back. And I do have the Grandma Gay's thoughtful question of the day for you when you come back.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. I've got to.
You're going to want to play too, right? There's a lot of good stuff going on here with this, with the cardstock, not cardstock. Can't wait to see what you do. Santa's Workshop, collars and zigzags. Send your card electronically to craftroulette.live. There is a submit card or submit project link. You just fill it all out and send it in. Please use your very best card and your very best photograph and make it by your own little hands. You can use digi stamps. All right. We have some good people coming. You're not going to want to miss a week, and bring a friend too. There's plenty of room right here for you. We've got Corey Wiskman next week. Looking forward to catching up with her. Kathy Zilski, by the way, remember she's got that big celebration going on her website or on her YouTube tomorrow night. And Angie Hunt after that, Caitlin Anthony, and then we get to meet Shannon, who we have not met yet. I'm looking forward to that. Don't miss a week. We're glad to have you. Yep, fabulous lineup. Isn't it fun just sitting around hanging out on Friday night with these fabulous creators? Woo, what a deal. So those are our patrons, and we thank them very much. I think if you are a patron here, have you caught one of the patron show videos? There are now 3 up. It's 70,000 or 75,000. I can't remember, Susan. It's too big a number. I can't remember those kind of numbers. But if you haven't caught one of those videos, they're really fun. They vary in size time, like 45 minutes to an hour. Great background conversation. So we've had Ellen Jarvis on, we've had Carmen Broxma, and we've had Crafty Al. And so they were my guest hosts, and it's just been fun to talk about cards. And boy, do we come up with questions. We look at these cards, and there's a lot to them. And so it's a fun way to slow down, really learn to think about what is on a card and think about all the stuff that people have put, the efforts and the brain power and the heart that they have put into a card, and we really, really appreciate it. So thank you, patrons, one and all. Do we have anything coming up this week? I don't think so. Nothing special. No Zoom calls until next month. That usually means it's time to give some stuff away that belongs to somebody else. 2 people that sent in cards last week is how you qualify. The first thing that we always give away is I've got a little gem on my finger. I saw a piece where did I saw some piece of cardstock or something in a very unlikely place today, and I thought, oh, that's just how it is. I told you I'm not clean, I'm tidy. But for a Craft Roulette original giveaway, handmade card with an itty bitty gift. Who's getting it? Thank you all for sending in cards. This one, it goes all around the world. Boy, you guys are sending in lots of cards. Getting it done, and you're remembering to put it in too. That's important. Oh, Hat Trick. Hat Trick Smith gets the first giveaway tonight. Congratulations. I will get that out to you next week. For a goodie bag that does need to stay in the United States. We've got a lot of goodies right now. That corner is loaded. Got some new stuff this week. And I did put a few things on the floor from it. Thank you, Lorraine. Karen Fisher, congratulations, Karen Fisher. I do need to have you claim the prize by going to craftroulette.live. Claim prize by Sunday night, please. Oh, Irene, you're very welcome. Irene does a helpful thing for us. She always writes whose cards we shared on Tuesday night on In Review on the card slideshow in our Facebook group, which you are welcome to join. Just answer the questions and the door opens automatically. Kathy S. is getting a colorful life designs. That's nice. Congratulations, Kathy S. You're going to like her products. And as always, please go to our spin sponsors pages through our associates page on craftroulette.live so that they know that it is worthwhile to be a spin sponsor so that they will come back. For an Artful Angel $25 gift certificate, Rosie B. How nice. Rosie B is such a nice girl. She's always on Tuesday night with us. She's funny. And for Stamp Anything, she's got great stuff too. We have all these different stores have specialties, you know. I like that about them. They have their own little special styles that you can only get, especially the smaller companies, that you can only get through them. Lisa S. Congratulations, Lisa S. Please use the same email that you did when you sent the card in, or we will not recognize you as being the proper person. There's a form, yeah, on the form, yeah. For your Paper Insider, they will send you a box of beautiful papers from all over the world. And this needs to be in the U.S. Vicky Stamped Smiles. That sounds pleasant. Vicky Stamped Smiles, please go to the claim prize form and send in your request to receive that gift. What did I forget to say? Oh, okay. The claim prize form is what I forgot to say. So please claim your prize so I know that you want it, because I want you to have it. I love giving other people stuff away, as I say every week. Congratulations to all. I may be a little late. Also, I may not be until Wednesday to get these prizes out to you. So be patient. But if you get them done right away, then I have a bigger chance. But it's going to be a tricky weekend. So, all right, ma'am. Welcome back. You did it. How you feeling? Oh, just a second. We don't have a voice. We'll get a voice, I betcha. This happened last week, except we couldn't hear our... What was it?
It's fine. Try now.
It was weird. Try now.
Okay. Hear me now?
Yay. We're good.
Yay. Okay. It was... I was a little freaked out by the parameters this time, but I think my card turned out okay.
Colors was feared. Colors has been kind of like our most recent villain. But, you know...
I was mainly concerned about that whole spanner card thing, because I was like, I am for sure, when I saw that on the list, I'm like, I'm for sure going to get that. I got to veto that now.
But you could have put those little kitties across a span thing.
Yeah. Well, and since then, actually, I've seen several card projects just in various places, and people were doing spanner cards, and I'm like, oh, That's so cute.
Mm-hmm. They are cute. They just add a little a little something else, just a little pizzazz.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have coming up? Are you doing craft shows or anything?
Yeah, actually we did a craft show last weekend. We've got another craft show on the 4th, and then we've got our last one the first Saturday in December. So,
Are those all in Texas?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody's in Texas, go by and say hi. Is it?
Yeah.
Where in Texas?
Remember? Friday or next Saturday is in McKinney, Texas at St. Gabriel's Catholic Church. And then my husband sells his woodworking and I sell cards that I've made and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
And then in December, it's at our own church in Allen, Texas at Cottonwood Creek.
Very good. And your boss was here tonight and you had some relatives. You want to say hi to him?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming on and supporting me.
Didn't she do great? Aren't you proud of her? Yeah, you did great. It was fun to have you on. And I thank you.
This time it was like easy peasy. Last time I was so nervous, but
Truly. Well, Grandma Gay, as a question of the day, I forgot last week, and then we had a little change up, and so she said, well, just use the one you had last week. So I am. Think chocolate. Are you a chocolate person?
Yes.
Okay. What colors do you see on the card that you're creating? We've talked a lot about you and colors. So if you're thinking chocolate, what colors would you use on a card when you're thinking chocolate?
Well, so David and I found this neat little store in a part of Allen, Texas, that it's a chocolate store, and they do some amazing stuff. They like paint all these pretty colors on it, and they make the chocolate so it'll be like either like light brown, like milk chocolate, or it'll be dark brown for if it's dark chocolate. But then they airbrush it with bright colors. Like there was one that I loved that was chili and mango in chocolate. And so it was literally a piece of chocolate about this big, and it was airbrushed with like ombre of orange to red.
Orange. It's always good.
Orange. Because I am team orange.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Orange, you're going to vote for us? That's the slogan for Team Orange.
It is from now on.
Yep.
Yeah. How did that take us so long to get that? I don't know. And if you're going up to door to get some votes, knock knock. Who's there? Orange. Orange, you going to vote for us? Yep, that's it. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. It's time to kiss our brains, say goodnight to our friends in the chatterbox. I look forward to reading your comments tomorrow. It's always a blast. Plant one on there. It makes you more creative, I'm absolutely sure. Thank you, Chatterbox. Mr. Producer, well done. Hey, and we got it done. Nicely done, Charis. Thank you so very much for joining us. Y'all stay safe. Do what we do. Make cards and be nice. Bye-bye. Love y'all.